What's up, it's your boy Donnie C, and I am here again with another YouTube video in these YouTube streets, ready to give y'all your whole entire life. Before I begin doing anything, I want you to like, comment, and subscribe so that you can be the first to get this tea. Today I will be reviewing the latest episode of Real Housewives of Atlanta, which is season 12, episode 20. I forgot what the episode was called. I feel like the season has been dragging on forever. And I'm a little upset because I just found out through Candy, of all people, that the reunion will be filmed virtually, which I don't know how I feel about that. I kind of wish they would wait, but then they won't be mad anymore, so kind of like, what the point? But anyways, like, share, and subscribe, and let's get into my review. So the episode starts off with Nene and Greg. It starts off with Nene giving us a stank ass walk we didn't ask for. Like the bitch was doing the stanky legs / her pussy stank. We don't know what was going on, but it starts off with Nene walking up to Greg like, what's tea? They start having a discussion. So in the discussion, we find out that Greg is finally cancer-free, which kudos to him. We know it's not because of Nene, because if it was up to her, she probably caused more stress, which caused more cancer, because the bitch was doing a terrible job taking care of him. But Greg is cancer-free. He looks good. He looks like he's healthy. So all the news from Greg from this episode. So in the episode, in this scene, Nene decides to address her beef with Kenya with her husband Greg. And one of her lines that she said was, I keep being petty with the bitch because the bitch keep being petty with me. It just reminded me of like myself, because I know a lot of the times like, I don't really know what the beef is, bitch. I just know you don't like me, and since you don't like me, I don't like you. And since we don't like each other, we just gonna keep going in this tandem. But she basically says that she doesn't know what her and Kenya's beef is, and I have to agree with her. Like, I don't think that anything that Nene and Kenya went through is worth all of what they're giving right now. Like, for Nene to try to spit on Kenya, which, let's be clear, I don't have a dog in this fight. I'm not a Kenya fan or a Nene fan. I used to love Nene. I never liked Kenya. But Nene has been getting on my nerves since her return. So I'm not a fan of either one of these girls. However, I do tend to side with Nene in their beef. I really don't know what the beef is, and if it's all over because you call my daughter a buffalo, like, girl, Kenya just needs any reason to be mad, upset, bothered, and it's really starting to get old at this point. She's like talking about Nene's age like she's not 65 herself, and like she isn't being childish or she isn't exhibiting childlike behavior. Like, she really needs to grow the entire fuck up. Another aspect that I found interesting is that Nene was correct when she said that Kenya has to interfere with a lot of other people's relationships. She got in the middle of Cordell and Portia when she said that Portia was Cordell's beard. She also got in the middle of Phaedra and Apollo's relationship, which, do I even need to go into detail? If you're a Housewives fan, you already know how that went all the way left. She accused Kim Field's husband of being gay while they were married. So it's like, is it karma? Should we really feel sorry for her? Do you? Because I don't have any sympathy for, her. I'm so sorry. But I don't like Kenya. Oh, but pie face, we don't like you. So in the next scene, we cut to Eva, and we find out that Eva's had her baby. She named him Maverick Leonard Sterling. She needed to be stabbed in her throat for that middle name. What the fuck was she thinking? Any grown man born after 1995 should not be named Leonard. But at least it's not his first name, it's his middle name. So Maverick is a cute name. So we find out that she had her baby, and that's what she decided to name it for God knows what reason. But also that baby looked just like Michael. Did anybody else pick that up? Was it just me? I'm like, the baby is a newborn. He didn't have no color yet, and he looked like Michael. That nose, ain't no denying that motherfucker. So in the same scene, we see Cynthia come over with that same tight ass wig she's been wearing for the last few episodes. I need her to completely get that together, because is it me or is this season Cynthia's wig's been off? For her to be a model, it's like, what's going on, bitch? Call Tyra Banks, bitch. Call what's the other bitch name? Naomi Campbell. Bitch, call Gigi Hadid. Call somebody, because bitch, your wigs is tired. They remind me of somebody I know wigs, but I ain't gonna say their name. But yeah, her wigs is stiff. Well, Cynthia's wigs remind me of, like, if you could just turn her upside down and use her to sweep a floor. you know, it's just giving me very much so broomstick tease. Like, it's just a whole broomstick on top of her head. She needs somebody to help her. Nobody loves Cynthia. If Mike loved her, he would tell her that her wigs is trash and she looked a fucking mess. But she came over to visit her, and in that same scene we get to see Eva's new house that she bought. Eva's house is about the size of the house that I live in now. Now, for us normal people, the size of the house that I live in now is what most would consider a bigger house. I mean, it's 3 stories, we have a balcony and a patio, we have so much outside space that it's not funny. But for her to be on the show with the rest of these girls, when I saw that box, I was like, wait, what's going on? Ain't you supposed to be an Atlanta housewife? Why your house so little? So Eva's house definitely looks smaller than the rest of the housewives. So I'm starting to think Marlo may have a little bit of credibility when she said that Eva is poor. So we cut to the part where they're at Porsha's event, and at Porsha's event, Porsha decides to reveal what she went through with her miscarriage, which is a very serious topic. However, before she got into that, everybody was arriving. And I must say I was very disappointed in Marlo's fashion. I did not feel that. Marlo's fashion was definitely, we're not gonna get into it. But also Kandi was dressed like she was going to a nightclub. Like, was it me or was that not appropriate for a charity event? And they were talking about her boobs popping out, and I'm like, girl, your boobs should not be popping out at a charity event. Like, get it together. Which is funny because I literally consider Kandi like the least stylish of all the housewives. She's so plain Jane. Like, what Nene was saying about Phaedra seasons ago when she was like, there's nothing fabulous about Phaedra. There's nothing fabulous about Kandi, and it definitely shows in this past episode. I'm sorry. Okay, another thing was for Kenya to be doing all this talk about Kenya more hair care. That wig needed some hair care. Like, girl, Kenya, you can't be selling nobody's hair products with your hair looking like that. I wouldn't purchase shit from you if I was a woman. I wouldn't buy that shit. Shit was dried in the Sahara Desert, bitch. But to get to the serious part of the episode, which I felt like was the most serious part, was, like I said earlier, Porsha began to open up about her miscarriage, as did Tanya and Shamia. They didn't all have miscarriages, but they all opened up about the struggles of them getting pregnant or sustaining pregnancies or having kids. And I watched the episode with my best friend, and what was crazy was that when we discussed it, we were like, you never really know the struggles that women go through to get pregnant. And I know that one of my best friends has suffered a miscarriage before, and there was a time in her life where she thought that she couldn't get pregnant, and then she had a baby. And you just never really know what women go through as far as like how hard it is to conceive a baby and how precious babies are. And I think that lately, within the last couple years, I've started to realize like how insensitive it is to ask a woman like, when are you gonna have a baby, or things like that, because you never know if they can even have a baby. So when you ask them, when are you gonna have a baby, you don't know if maybe you're triggering them and initiating some type of hurt or pain in them, because some of them can't have babies, and that's why they don't. And to see that they all held that in like it was some deep, dark, terrible secret, but no, it was just really sensitive moment for them, and they really didn't know how to approach that situation. So I think that we as human beings, especially men, well no, especially all people, because women should be more sensitive to it, because a lot more women are going through it than that are willing to say. And we as men should be sensitive to it, because we'll never know what it's like to be pregnant, hold a baby, and go through that process, and to want a child and to hold it. So I definitely think that was a serious moment, and it was definitely appreciated to get like a seat in the room with like what women go through when they're like not able to have kids. So before I continue, I just want to let you know that this episode wasn't really that interesting. There was really not that much drama. Kind of was like on the boring side, and the next episode looks like another filler, another boring side. So Bravo can save us. I know the finale is going to be good, but let's keep going. So in the next scene, we see Kenya talking about her relationship with Mark. One of the things that she said that stuck out to me was that she was never allowed to speak to Mark's parents. Now, color me stupid, but I would not be in a relationship with somebody who told me I was not allowed to meet their parents, and their parents are alive and well, and they have a relationship with their parents. That right there is kind of like red flag numero uno. I would not want to be with that person. I would not trust that person. Like, why I can't talk to your mama? What your mama gonna say that's gonna expose your black ass? But also, we get introduced to her Aunt Lisa, which was very confusing to me because we're used to seeing Kenya with her aunt with the blonde hair. Her name was Lori, but I call her Auntie Cisco because she was, you know, she got blonde hair. So Auntie Cisco wasn't there. And we was trying to figure out what happened to Auntie Cisco because we went from Auntie Cisco to Auntie Lori. Child, what happened to Auntie Cisco? And now that I think about it, we ain't seen Auntie Cisco in a few seasons. So we want to see what that thong doing over there. We want to see what's going on with Auntie Lori. All of a sudden, you leaving everything to Auntie Lisa. And who is Lily? We don't know her. I only know one Lisa, and that ain't her. So I don't know where that auntie came from, but send her return to fucking Cinder. Okay, we want Auntie Lori back. And then in the scene, Kenya gonna talk about something. If anything happened to her, she gonna leave her baby with Auntie Lisa. Auntie Lisa got one foot in the goddamn grave. How the fuck you gonna leave your child with Auntie Lisa? Well, Auntie Lisa look half dead. Auntie Lisa look like if she sneeze, she gonna die. So how you gonna leave your child with Auntie Lisa? Child, if anything happened to Auntie, you need to find somebody else to leave your baby with. You better not leave your baby with Candy, okay? You gonna leave your baby to Auntie Lisa for Auntie Lisa to die on her when she's 12 years old. That is not okay. And all jokes aside, Auntie Lisa, you know, she look like she could use a little rest, a little sleep her damn self. So, you know, Auntie Lori look better than that. Auntie Cisco help Kenya with her kid. But you know what? Now that I think about it, Auntie Cisco might be mad at Kenya because remember when Kenya went to her mama house and she told Auntie Cisco, she said, I got a right to go to my mama house. And then Auntie Cisco looked at her and she said, no, you don't. You don't have a right to go to your mama house. You don't have a right to go over there because you know your mama don't want to be bothered with you. So stop bothering your mama. That's probably when Auntie Cisco stopped fucking with Kenya. That's probably what happened. Now that I think about it, see, when you talk out loud, affirmations just come to you. That's why that bitch stopped fucking with that boy. In the next scene, we see Candy and Todd having a serious, not a relationship, but a serious conversation about their relationship. So Todd expressed his disdain for Candy shooting a sex scene, although it was acting. She will be starring in the new season of Chicago, for those of you that don't know. Where I'm from. Anywho, although she was acting, he was not happy to hear about it, which is a little bit understandable. I mean, I get that she's acting, but I don't think any person wants to see their spouse in an intimate scene with another person. So, I mean, that's understandable. At least she got a check, so at least you could write it out for that. But also in that scene, Todd begins to tell Candy how he thinks that she should be at home more. And I kind of agree with him. The first thing she said when she sat down was that Don Juan filled up her schedule as soon as she got back. And I mean, Candy chose to have Ace and she chose to have Blaze. And the crazy part of all of this is that a few seasons ago when Riley told her she didn't need to have another baby because she wasn't a stay-at-home mom and she was never there, Riley as a child kind of tried to tell her that ahead of time. And then when Ace started crying on the FaceTime with Candy saying that he missed his mommy, I mean, that kind of resonated with me because Riley kind of told you all of this was gonna happen. Riley definitely said, like, you know, you don't need to have any more kids because you're not even there for me. So how are you gonna be there for other kids? I get Candy's ambition. I get that she wants to work and she wants to do what she gotta do. But I do also think she needs to find a healthy balance between doing what it is she wants to do and being there for her children. She could definitely make more time for them. So I feel for Todd. That scene almost made me tear up. And when I knew Candy was a child, we all know Candy gonna cry. Candy can't blink without crying. Candy can't breathe without crying. We knew she was gonna cry. But I could kind of see it in her before she actually started crying. I was like, she's gonna start crying because Todd was not being very gentle with her when he was saying what he was saying. To me, it sounds like he had been holding that in and he wanted to say it a long time ago and it finally came out. So I totally get that as well. Like, Todd was like, look, I'm not a single father, so why I feel like it. And you can't blame him. So in another scene, we see Candy and Todd talking about their relationship. Candy in his raggedy ass tags dress. I don't know who gave Kandi a boutique. Like I said, she the raggediest housewife on the show. How the fuck the raggediest housewife got a boutique? Well, Nene raggedy too, cause Nene always got on a white tee and some blue jeans. Like, she just really needs to let that go as well. Like, both the housewives that dress the worst got the boutique. Like, if anybody should have a boutique, first and foremost, it should be Marlo. While Marlo got a wig line and she ain't got no fucking edges, she needs to be invested in, like, you know, a boutique, because Marlo always be snatched from the bottom of her heel to the tip of her neck. Snatched. Always snatched. Because what happens above there, we don't want no parts of that shit, Marlo. But what happens here down, unless you got on a stylish hat, bitch, we not checking for it. You should have the boutique. Marlo, Tanya, Portia, they need the fucking boutique. I don't know what the fuck going on with Nene and Kandi having a boutique. But anyway, Kandi got this raggedy ass tags dress. And what the dress reminded me of is like in the not the 1990s, but like the early 2000s when everybody used to wear graphic tees. Like, nobody wears graphic tees anymore. So why she got a shirt that like say the name and like has like this little quote under it? I don't know, to me it just seemed very 2002. When we met Kandi and she was a rooster by the head. Like, we wasn't feeling that then, we're not feeling it now, sweetheart. So, one thing I did love about this scene though is that Kandi and Todd did discuss the need to go to counseling. And what I liked about the scene was that they communicate very well. There were no curse words, there were no raised voices, there was no disrespect, there was no name calling. It was very, I feel this way. And then, okay, well, I feel this way. Okay, well, I feel this way. Like, it was very effective communication, which in the Black community, we do not have enough of, because a lot of times we don't listen. We listen to respond. We don't listen to hear. So when you're having an argument with people, a lot of the times what happens is you hear what they say and you process it, but you don't listen to what they're saying. So it does not resonate with you. When you walk away from the conversation, you leave feeling like, I feel like this, instead of maybe she or he was right when he said this. Not processing the information correctly, because we were trained to, it's go time in the Black community, bitch. You got a problem with me, bitch? Well, fuck you then, bitch. You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't solve a problem, bitch. What's that solve a problem? About beating your motherfucking ass. That's how we solve the motherfucking problem. But it was nice to see them have effective communication, but that's what money do. I can't afford to have effective communication with a motherfucker right now unless you got a check for me. I'm cussing your ass clean the fuck out. I don't give a fuck, okay? So I don't give a fuck about none of that shit you talking about, bitch. I don't give a fuck. You gotta pay me to give a fuck, and that's part of the problem. So, and another thing that just warmed my little heart was to see Nene and Cynthia as having a Nene and Cynthia moment. We have not seen that in a long time, so it was very nice to see them have like a friendship moment. And when Cynthia decided to tell Nene what she was gonna do as far as impersonating her, I thought that was the cutest thing ever. She definitely had her on point. The only criticism I would give Miss Cynthia Bailey Child is that she needed to raise her voice. She had Nene in her actions and her mannerisms down pat, but she didn't, you know, like she needed to raise her voice, basically. She wasn't loud enough. Cynthia, we can't hear you. And that seems to be a reoccurring theme in Cynthia's life. We can't hear you. We need Cynthia to stand up, be a woman, and get into some things. But yeah, aside from that, that scene was really, really cute, because I like seeing them like together and like, you know, back in a place where it wasn't so hostile. And it seemed like Nene was here for it too. So I was here for seeing them in a scene, not arguing, and back in their friendship. I actually kind of wish that Nene and Cynthia would be friends again. Judging from the way Nene has expressed her feelings, I don't think that that's possible. However, I do think time heals all wounds. So although it's not possible today, who's to say 2-3 years from now we won't see, you know, another friendship contract pop up. Okay. So that was pretty much all that happened in this episode of The Real Housewives of Atlanta. Like, to be completely honest, I was a little bit disappointed, because it was like, what the fuck is this? There was no drama, there was no fights, no arguments, no read sessions, nothing of the sort. So next week's episode seems to pretty much follow the same theme. So I'll review it because I said I would, but I want them to pick up the pace, like the last 2 episodes before this one. But Housewives kind of does that often. Like if they give you a juicy episode, it's like, bitch, we can't give y'all all the drip. We're not gonna give y'all all the juice in the next episode, so bitch, you gonna have to wait. But that season finale, when it's Mark and Ken, as you know he called her Ken, Mark and Ken and Nene and Greg, and they have that little interaction with each other, that's when I wanna do a review. I cannot wait to see that. Hold that thought. Y'all thought I was done? Absolutely not. One more thing before I go. If you don't know, which most of you probably don't since I'm new to YouTube, I work in the HIV preventative field. So I work with a lot of HIV positive patients as well as working with a lot of HIV negative patients to make sure they stay that way. So this shirt that I have on is about PrEP, which is a pill you can take once daily to prevent your chances of contracting HIV. So if you don't know about PrEP, make sure you look into it, especially if you're a young gay man, since 70% of new cases in America for HIV are young gay men, and even higher percentage for young gay men of color. So my shirt is about PrEP. Where I'm from, Milwaukee, Wisconsin, we have a campaign called Stay Prepped Up. Look into it. But each state does have respective campaigns that they have in their city, in their states, excuse me, that promote the use of PrEP amongst gay individuals. So look into it because it could save a life. Now, before I log off of here, PrEP is not an excuse to have unprotected sex, because PrEP only protects against HIV. It does not protect against the clap. It don't protect against syphilis, and it does not protect against any other STDs. So taking PrEP is not an excuse not to wear a condom. I want to be very clear on that. But make sure that you look into PrEP if you're a young gay black man or a young gay man, period, and get on that thing. Period. Stay prepped up. With that being said, that is the end of my video. You are tuned into Donnie C TV. Once again, like, share, and subscribe. Get them numbers up. I saw that, I got 10 of y'all off the last video I promoted, but I'm promoting this one. You will see this one, darling. But with that being said, thank you for tuning in, and I will see you all next time. Bye.